That's what happened to us.
Yeah, well, certainly, yeah.
That's exactly what happened to us.
Yeah, definitely, without doubt. But that's what happens to every girl that I have a relationship with.
But I know that.
In my perspective, anyway.
Sex is obviously a really important thing, and it would be lovely to have that as a really healthy part of my relationship, and whatever relationship I develop in the future. But I think that if having the choice, and I would prefer to have not that healthy sex life, but everything else be amazing, rather than just finding someone who hits that sexual level. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was always, my mates at one point thought that I was gay because they always used to, clubs closed at 5 in Brisbane. They always used to, 3:30, 4, I need to go and try and get a slapper. I haven't been able to get a really hot chick, so they go run around the club, and I never would. I'd always just hang around and have a laugh with a guy because me trying to get a chick to like me so I can go and have sex with her was never a priority. The priority was me laughing, having a good time, and hanging out with friends. Like, I would rather not let a girl become that close to me if you have not originally put the effort in to being wanting to be with me. So if there hasn't been...
That's a bit of a trap, because both of you are probably thinking the same thing, the female and the male. Like, oh, you couldn't have... me. And that's
probably why I haven't had sex with, more than 200 the girls like my mates have. So, which I don't really give a fuck about, but
But that's where this whole game situation comes in, especially in Australian young people. There's this... Have I spoken about this before?
The game. I think you can't. It's hard to go past a podcast without talking about the game. The game. Don't blame me. Blame the game.
Well, no. I just noticed in my travels the difference between the picking up scene in different countries when you go out, and the Australian scene is fucked. Like, it's so much worse than others in the way that we've got this pride thing and this tactic of treating the other person like, you're too good for them is how you pick up. And it's so unproductive and inefficient and such a negative way to go about things that it's shit. And for a person like me who likes to just get things done and be honest and open and go, listen, you're hot, we can hook up later, I'm not with my friends now, but we'll hook up at the end of the night, whatever. Sure. That would be great. Or at least a guy to come up and go, just be open, like, oh, I noticed you, whatever, you're good looking, and, let's start, be open about it. There's no reason that you need to be proud and make them fucking like you, and, that whole thing. Anyways, then went over to, places like Italy and Spain and, those sort of southern European hot places. They've got such a different way of looking at things. They just simply appreciate beauty and females, and it's not sleazy to tell a female that she's beautiful in a club. Whereas here in Melbourne, a guy comes up to you and tells you you're hot. You're like, fuck off,
you speak to someone like Vanessa, and she's like, when I was over in Spain and that, I was like, they got every fucking guy's just coming up going, you're so beautiful, and she's like, this is disgusting, But
she says that because she's an Australian chick, and when I was over there, believe it or not, people were saying that to me a fair bit as well. And I had to actually get to a point where I had to relearn how I was going to react to this, and I had to reassess, actually, how does that comment make me feel? What do I want to say? And so I realised, after a while, thank you. Thanks. You think I'm beautiful. That's awesome. End of story. I don't feel threatened by you. I don't think you're sleazy. I just think that was a really nice thing to say. And I think that should be the way that the world is for everything. Appreciate things that you appreciate. Let people know they're beautiful. Let them know you love them. Tell a flower it's beautiful.
I've thought long and hard about this fucking dating shit, and I don't understand. Well, I sort of do understand, but I like to live in a utopia in my mind, and everyone else can just live in the squalor that we call society. But this situation I see with dating, and then the massive amount of people that use internet dating websites is just ridiculous. relating it to people going home on public transport and not even speaking to each other on the train and all this, this time's for going out on Monday and Friday, and then if you go to this social place which plays music and you can buy alcohol, then you can talk to everyone there, but if you start talking to someone on the train, then that's awkward and everyone's going to look at you. Don't talk to them there. Okay, then you go to work and then you've got all this office politics, you got all this politics, and it's sort of like, don't speak to the girl in the office or don't do this because it could be sexual harassment. Okay, cool. So then you come home and then you got sex, boobs, tits, people fucking on TV. I'm paraphrasing there. It's not that bad. Or it's like, buy the acne cream or you'll be ugly, yada yada. And then you get back on that train, and then it's like it's this awful. There's unwritten laws.
There's roles to be played left, right, and centre.
Roles to be played left, right, and
centre. We've forgotten really what the essential part of it is.
Like for interest sake, at UQ, you're not allowed to stare for longer than 7 seconds at a female. Because females were getting, uncomfortable in the University of Queensland. Females, this was fucking years ago, I'm sure they still got law in it. Females were feeling uncomfortable because guys were staring at them for too long.
Well, so they can deal with it.
This is what I'm talking about.
It's like that in being offended thing. You feel offended, fucking so what?
The thing about it is that, is there a possibility that, I try and present a solution to this in my days of sitting around thinking about how the world can be a better place. Is there a possibility where...
What have you come up with, Shaun?
Where you can get normal females and normal males and meet at a location where actually there's no real, fucking sleaze bags or fucking scumbags or sex addicts or this or that, and there's just normal people willing to because I'm single and I feel like I'm quite normal. I might have some extroverted things that I do in my spare time, like this podcast and that sort of thing. That might be a little bit not normal. I don't sit around and watch TV and that sort of thing, but I'm quite normal. You're normal, Tess. You're probably a bit more normal than me. And then there's... But
I don't think that's a very good mind frame to even start.
I'm trying to break it down. Like these people who are normal. I don't have any fetishes, or I don't want to go and fucking have sex with dogs or cats or anything like that. I'm just a normal guy. I like to stay fit. I like walks on the beach. I like to cook food.
So you're boring then?
No.
Fuck yeah. Everyone has something odd about them.
Great.
And I think that's
good.
Great.
That's great. But when you walk into this room, you just know everyone that you're going to meet. Okay, they're single too.
So all you're saying is that you're trying to find a place where people have the same values and interests as you.
No, I'm not saying that.
It has to be that, because unless they have a mental illness, they are not unusual. They're just not like you.
I'm not saying
they're not normal. They're just not like you.
I'm saying in a perfect world where there is some sort of fucking computer system or something that can correlate data, looks and everything, and you can walk into a room where you'd be reasonably attracted to whoever that you're walking into, and I don't give a fuck what's going on in their head. That's not my problem, okay? The problem is just being able to walk into a group of people, age similar, things that are just similar.
I think those
because this is a problem. This is why you can't fucking do this, because there are these fucking piece of shit guys.
Sean's yelling at me at the moment.
Because there are piece of shit guys out there. Well, you told me this could be easy. It's not, because there are these piece of shit guys out there who treat women like just dirt.
But these guys still need to be have someone to love them and teach them how to treat people better. They're just as worthy of meeting someone. It's not like every sleaze out there, pervert or whatever, doesn't deserve to find someone.
No.
Where are they going to go? For a little festival?
I'm sure there are females out there that are exactly the same. They can go and find them. But I'm just saying, it's hard for normal people this day and age to meet normal people, and the only place you can really do it is if you go out into a venue somewhere, or because in that day things just silly. Some people. I don't know. Some people. No, it is.
Most of my family have met on. Yeah. My mum and her partner. They met online.
I'm saying it's
great.
My
sister and her partner. My cousin.
I'm saying it's great, partner. Tessa.
And my brother. All met their partners.
I'm saying it's absolutely fantastic that it's happening, but if we're trying to get to this connected world, that connecting over the internet is not as good as connecting in person. You know, if we want to get to a world where it's, you know, personable and like it's not, we're not afraid to walk down the street, you know, then hopefully you can meet someone face to fucking face. You don't need to meet them like, you know, on a TV screen.
Internet dating does exactly what you're saying you want to be done, because what you want to be done is you want people to be able to assess themselves and judge their character and write labels on it, put it on the internet, and then be categorized into different groups, and then people to be categorized together based on certain values and likes, and then put in a room so that you can meet with like-minded people. That is exactly what the internet dating thing does. You know, it allows you to look at people in a way that separates every aspect of themselves, and you can look at someone like, you know, you can tick out boxes here and there. You look at them in fragments.
No, I don't like it.
But no, that's what you're saying. Yeah. How else would you organise a room full of people with like values? Because you have to judge these people, and someone has to assess them. Someone has to, or at least you have to assess yourself and tell people, oh, I'm like that. And you know what? There's going to be so many people that will think they're like something, but they're not, or at least they are like something, but some other aspect of them you think is weird. It doesn't, you know, and that's why internet dating is so extremely efficient in that exact thing, in separating people's characteristics and matching people up. That's what it does. But I think
there's a possibility of it all being bullshit.
What? Because they're lying?
Yeah.
Like, that's for time. You have to assume people are telling the truth, otherwise the whole fucking thing is pointless.
Well, cut out the middleman. All right.
No, okay. So what I think is wrong. I think that it's a very efficient way of doing things. But what I don't like about that is that it completely removes the whole idea of seeing people as a package and seeing how every characteristic is intertwined and works with each other to make that person as they are. And it's just in reinforcing this whole idea of separation and independence and people, you know, labeling things in people and expectations, and instead of people just being able to embrace really the fact that someone, you know, understanding someone as a package, where they've come from in their life, what makes them like that, aspects of them that by itself, as isolated as characteristics of them, it looks shit, but when put together with that person that they are, makes so much sense and makes you appreciate exactly how they really work. And that's what real love is, and a real connection and understanding. And I think that the internet thing removes that. What it also, I think it removes is the whole idea of how, I'm blank. Okay, of how, you know, you when you meet someone, often, you know, like when you find a new boyfriend, this happened to me a few times, especially with you. You know, I started going out with you and did not expect ever to fall in love with someone like you when we were going out. Like, you're just not my type of person. But had I looked at you and in characteristics at the time and made a judgment call back then as the person that I was, given, you know, gone, I don't like that type of person, I like that about him, and I would have completely missed out on being with a person who taught me more about things that I can appreciate in someone else, and gave me lessons in life that I wouldn't have been able to get had I just gone with the standard package that I think I'm suited to. So I think it's a very dry way of dating.
Look, I just wouldn't even dare, probably why I don't like it, I wouldn't dare putting myself on paper like that. I wouldn't dare. And if I was completely truthful about it, then there's absolutely no way people would be interested in me. But the reasons why is because they haven't got to know me yet. But but the reason why, you know, I'm completely, you know.
No, but
I'm completely okay with, you know, with dating and girls liking me, is because once they do get to know me and then they know these added extra things, and they're like, holy shit, this guy's crazy, it's amazing. So I'm happy with that, you know, but I wouldn't dare put it on paper. Like, you know, how dare you even start to know me?
Exactly right. And that's exactly
before
why
you have looked at my face into my eyes.
That's what I mean. It's an insult to try and, like, take a few things about me and label them and write it down. I think that is an insult to who I am as a person, as a package, as a complex human being with thoughts. And not only that, but we are a work in progress. I'm never going to define myself. No. I'm never going to sit down there and try and summarize myself, because I can be whoever I want to be, for starters, at any point.
Yeah.
And I can, you know, anything about me is just a way of sort of describing it and thinking, well, that's how other people might see me, or at least understand me. And, like, especially for you, and not so much for me, but both of us, but especially for you, you are so not what you look like on the outside.
Yeah,
that's just, you're a completely different person, and you're right, like, you know, people, you attract fucking, you know, it seems to be that you attract a really type of girl, which so does not suit your inner person deep down. And that's your trouble that you have, you know, is that, so I think, looking at aspects about people face value is just really... It limits people's ability to really appreciate that person as a full package. And it's a shame.